Tonight, a November snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis.
Today, we've got an intriguing NFC matchup lined up here, as it'll be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Minnesota Vikings. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. They'll start on the ground with Madison. Up past the 30, second down coming up.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on first down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Second and 6. Here's Cousins. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Cousins in step with Jefferson that time. First down, Vikings.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
Yaya Diaby got in there behind the line and dropped him for a loss on the play.
Pretty straightforward play there by the linebacker. He saw the run, went with straight-ahead pursuit, and dumped him behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Another carry now for Madison. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
So on 4th down, Ryan Wright on to punt for Minnesota. Back deep for the Bucs is Devin Tompkins.
A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. He completes this to Russell Gage. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
But whenever you call and run the hitch route, a lot of times that ball's got to be in the air before the receiver even turns around. That's the result of throwing it so many times in practice is really a timing route. Make sure that ball's out of your hands, and oftentimes the receiver turns around, and there's the ball. Nice completion there.
Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
And Mayfield just getting the play off.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield.
He'll get that out to the flat to White.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards.
I just know defensively, when you see 3rd and long, you just tell each other, guard the sticks. Don't let them get to the first down line. Anything underneath will make the play. But you have to take care of all responsibilities and know that they swing it out to a back. One-on-one tackles in the open field are critical. And if you miss, sometimes you end up on the wrong side of that first down game.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
Mayfield now on second down.
The pass is caught by Cade Otton.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
Another completion right there. And again, Charles, good time in the pocket. That offensive line on this opening drive been really solid.
They've been more than solid. They've really tamped down the pass rush and kept him safe in the pocket, able to look around.
Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack.
They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. They give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on second down.
Mayfield now from the 50. That is caught. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The Bucs passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
Forget height and catch radius. When you run the fade really well, run down the defender, kind of take him a little bit towards the middle of the field, and then fade to the sideline and give your quarterback some space, it can be executed that well, just as we saw.
He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Mayfield to throw it. And it's caught. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Here's Mayfield. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Russell Gage, a 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Bucs post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead.
Vikings nothing.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off.
This fielded right at the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson.
And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Now Cousins.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Those are the ones you dream of as defenders. I think if he gets eyes on the ball a little bit earlier, he might come away with it. Instead, it's going to wind up as just an incomplete pass.
They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll try to get it on the ground with Madison. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. He'll get this down to the 38.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now Cousins.
Finds his man. There's Jordan Addison.
And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 20-yard line. Give him 18 on the play. From the red zone now, Cousins. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Cousins to throw it. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Credit the sack to Vita Vea.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further.
Meanwhile, Cousins' throw taken in by Hockenson here.
That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Can this defense hold them out? Here we go now. 4th and goal from the 2. They're going for it. Here's Madison. And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. They start to drive with White. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Well, the Bucs going to take over now late in this first half.
And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. They keep it on the ground. White again. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Final play of the half, Mayfield. He's going to have the hook up to Gage. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference.
Getting through the break at record pace and right back to football. 3rd quarter, here we go.
Just the one touchdown in that first half. 7-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. Looking downfield for Godwin. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now a give up the middle. This is White. It's a gain of 3, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, obviously, they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead, now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. Throwing on 2nd and long. Mayfield.
There's a short one taken in by Otten.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
3rd down and 13.
Now Mayfield. And this is going to be incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the 3rd quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now as he's on to kick it away.
Oh, the return is Powell.
A strong running. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, you know they had a third down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
Cousins on first down. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll make it second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
From the 46, here's a 2nd and 5.
To throw, Cousins.
We're going back to the same well. It's Hockenson again. And Hockenson going to have the Vikings first down as he's inside the 40 to the 38-yard line.
It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver. Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Play action now, Cousins. Throw left side complete. That's Osborne. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 22 yards there, a first down.
But look what we have here, a sustained drive, and that was certainly AWOL in the first half. They really struggled to try and move the football. But right now, they certainly seem to have the formula working. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Cousins again. And his throw is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10. Jefferson moving in motion left. He'll get it here on the jet sweep.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. To throw is Cousins. Under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line.
Yaya Diaby, he's the one who got in there. He gets the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
The kick by Joseph is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
Joseph now to kick this one away.
This taken in at the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Flushed out right. Now he's going to go deep down the left side. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 44 yards.
And what great recognition between a receiver and his quarterback, because he's going to recognize the trouble, and then he has 2 options. Cut off the route and come back to help, or head straight down the field, and he chooses the latter, and it turns into a huge play.
Mayfield on 1st down. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Mayfield looks to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. And Danielle Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground.
And the passing game's been struggling a bit today, and that was the latest example. Haven't been getting much yardage out of it, and now on his back after the last play, he faces 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the red zone now, Mayfield. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. 2nd and 10. Throwing, Mayfield. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Bucs get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. But that makes this a 2-score ball game. And, you know, the way this thing has been going, Charles, 2 scores kind of feels like 3 or 4 scores.
Yeah, that's a great observation. It's been a heck of a battle, hasn't it? And points have been at a premium throughout this game. So you have to wonder, is this going to be too much for them to overcome?
After the made field goal, here's McLaughlin back out there to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Cousins. This one brought in by Jefferson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10. Cousins now. Open man, he's got Jefferson across the formation. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. They'll go Madison up the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Logan Hall is there for the stop.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Going to run with Madison again. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. Throwing, Cousins. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Touchdown, Vikings! T.J. Hockenson, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
On that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a first down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the first down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
And it's incomplete, but a flag is down here, so hang on. Let's see what we've got. So now here are the Vikings faced with a big 2-point conversion attempt. They'll run it with Madison, and he will get into the end zone as a 2-point conversion is successful, and the lead is down to a field goal here in the 4th. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know from experience, partner, all they've been talking about is if we can just make one play, get our hands on the ball one time, we can change this game.
They almost did. That was a dangerous throw.
Yeah, and instead, it goes against them one more time. Let's see if they can hang in there and not lose control mentally.
Meanwhile, Mayfield's throw on target to Godwin here. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Mayfield on 3rd and 2. Throw left side taken in by Palmer. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Mayfield's throw complete to Otten. And he's going to have a first down on a gain of about 10, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They stay on the ground with White. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. They'll go up the middle with White.
And he is going to have a Bucs first down. All smiles on that sideline. That should be the one to do it.
You can really tell right now both sides have amped up the aggressiveness. That time the offense winning the aggression battle.
And the defense was obviously aiming for the football, maybe a little bit more so than the runner himself, and that's why he was able to break through and get the gain that he did.
Victory formation now for the Buccaneers. Down to a knee they go. Down to one knee goes Mayfield, and that's all she wrote.
I don't know about you, partner, but watching them take the knee there and finish this one off, I feel like I'm going to be sore tomorrow. This was one bruising affair. Low scoring, but my kind of football.
Not a work of art, but maybe in your world, a little bit of a work of art. You like the defensive side.
I thought it was pretty. I can't help myself. I thought it was pretty.
And it ends in a kneel down as the clock rolls down to zeros.
Well, you really can't ask for much more than what we just had here. Not only a close game that went down to the wire, Charles, but a clean one, too. No turnovers in this contest.
And I think you're exactly right about that. To me, this is just a pair of offenses trying to find the slightest bit of separation from each other. And they were both hoping that the other side would make the big mistake first. But today, neither side made that mistake. And what we got, a very entertaining game throughout.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From Minneapolis, so long, everybody.